Hello there, my name is Lucio Salt, and right here is the summary of my short. It's called Endeavor. So the story mainly goes about a automaton, android, cyborg, whatever word you want to go with, traveling across the land to warn another neighboring but still distant settlement of an impending doom coming from some hostiles. Alright, so for this first scene, you will see a camera pan overhead as a bird's eye view over the settlement, and then I'll hone in on towards the two protagonists, the two characters that you see walking across. Alright, so right here is the third scene, and it shows the character walking across the hallway past two double-decker doors, whatever you would call them, and he hears some unsettling news about a incoming invasion or attack on a neighboring settlement. So right here for the fourth scene, you will see the character walking through, slamming the door open to go ahead and see what is all this commotion about and why are they giving these people a hard time. So right here for the fifth scene, you will see the character looking quite small to a overbearing, towering entity known as the Council. So it's basically a council of 5, and they make the entire decisions on behalf of the community. So this character is wondering why are we letting them to suffer? Why are we going to let them to die? And the council simply says we do not want to spare the manpower for them to go ahead and just get slaughtered along the way there. So that being, the character volunteers to go ahead and go on himself, despite it might be a suicide mission, and they let him go. So for this scene right here, the character protagonist, known as Otto, has eagerly accepted the proposal and immediately walks out the door and slams it and proceeds on the path towards the destination. So over here is the 7th shot, and it shows that the character is walking through the forest as the camera pans behind the trees over towards where you would see on this shot right here. And as the character is making his way across the forest, then it starts going closer in towards the character. So here's the 8th shot, and it's the character hearing some mumbling, some sounds coming from unknown sources. So still knowing that there are bandits along the way or hostiles, so he jumps between a couple of bushes and a huge boulder. So here on the 9th shot, you will see the scouting group spreading because they heard like some large roasting noise. But as one of them gets closer towards where our protagonist is hiding, they are given the orders that they'll be moving on, and then they just leave. So here on the 10th shot, the character has finally made it over towards the settlement area over at the front gates and is proceeding his way through to go ahead and warn the townspeople. So over here you can see in the shot, the character is telling them to go, run away, hide, do something, just get out of danger. And the crowd is looking, rather dark. So here's the next scene. You can see that the townsfolk, they don't want to do anything because they are the kind of reserved people. They are more of the diplomatic types. They do not want to go ahead and fight. They don't want to seek danger or put others in danger. They want to fight things through diplomacy. That's their main method of winning. But the character knows that this is not going to work against the hostile groups. So right here for the next scene, the protagonist has had enough of their meek words and their cowardness, and decides to go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and defend these people. I'm going to show them that being reserved is not always the answer. Sometimes you got to grit your teeth and stomp the floor and run. So before that, he sifts through some trash and finds some jagged, large piece of steel and a lead pipe. So here's the next scene. As you can see, the main character has rushed out through the entrance at a full stride and is running towards the forceful enemy that is 40 strong. So as he's running, he's sprinting at a full-on sprint, and he just leaps on forward into the fray. So right here, as you can see in the 15th shot, I like this shot personally because it shows him just taking charge, just like destroying them. Since they're about the same make and model as him, he knows their weak points, and as you can see, they are getting destroyed. But he's not getting swarmed because they are such a crowded force, they can't all swarm him, and he continues fighting until sunrise. Also, the camera is rotating all around it too. So right here is the 16th shot, and the sun is just rising above the horizon, and the townsfolk, they grow worried because the protagonist has said that he was going to make his way back soon, but he never came back at all. So the townsfolk walk over to the battlefield. They see nothing but just the remains of enemies And then they're just looking around for the protagonist, but they can't find him at all. Until they walk up to some trees, and then they see the warrior right there, near death, leaning against the tree, clutching a spear. So right here on the 70 shot, you can see the people carrying our hero through town. So on this shot, I allude to the audience that the protagonist has passed away, or has not made it. Normally associated with death, people have erected statues, and right here you can see that our protagonist has a statue of himself in like their town center, like a icon of some sort. But in the background, you could hear a rumbling sound approaching in the distance, and it's getting closer and closer and closer. And that's when the camera decides to turn around. So right here's a 19 shot. You can see the enemy force is 400 strong now. So they are just marching their way through the valley, all the way across. Just with every step, they are rumbling the ground. They are kicking up dust and making a large dust cloud right behind them. And as they are approaching, the camera will pan downward. So right here is a 20th shot, and it shows as the camera has went behind the walls, behind our town militia folk, armed with weapons. They are beating their spears up and down in a cadence. With the cadence being that of around 300, it's all in unison, and as they can just bang their pipes on the ground up and down, there's just an echo effect going everywhere, letting all know that they're ready to fight in unison. So for this scene, I got inspiration from the movie 300. The main character is alive and well, and is heading the force to go ahead and combat these remaining forces of enemies that just seek to destroy them. So as they are banging more in the cadence up and down for 3 more seconds, on the last one, as soon as the spears hit the ground, it just fades out suddenly. Thank you. So right here is my storyboard, and I hope you like it. Thank you. Bye.